Ready?
Hello and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, the video game music podcast. Episode 4-9. This is a podcast devoted to, you guessed it, great video game music.
Let's be honest, they didn't guess it. They just knew it because it's awesome.
We're your hosts. I'm Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
How are you doing, Pernell?
I'm a little sleepy. This is quite even though it's hot outside, it's kind of a mellow Saturday that we're doing this particular recording.
It's pretty mellow. And that gets us into our theme.
Ooh, that wasn't even planned, by the way. I didn't think about that.
That's amazing. Our theme today is chill music, chill out music, like ambient kind of style stuff.
Or if you're, if you're the type of guy that just wants to play a track with the sole purpose, means you just want to sit down, let it run, and kind of get in your own head, or the room around you, whatever. This is the music for you that we're going to give you today.
So, what games have you been playing?
Still Shiren the Wanderer. It's hard. It's amazing. I did not expect that to click with me so well, but it has. That one, and I just got a game in the mail. Who knows when I'll start it, though. It's called Caladrius Blaze. It's a shooter for the PS4, and the artist is the same person who drew the art for Devil Survivor, which is what drew me to it in the first place. And I'm trying to finish. I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm still trying to complete the Pokedex in Pokemon.
How did you get much further then?
I've gotten a lot farther. I made 50% progress on what I needed. So
that's good.
I might be done by the next episode. Chill. And then I think lastly, I haven't gotten back to it yet because of Pokemon plus Shiren the Wanderer so much, and I was out of town for a couple days. But there's still a matter of the Brain Lord that I must conclude. I'm going to finish that game.
You must finish the Brain Lord.
Else he finish me. So what about you? What are you jamming out with?
Ah, man, not a whole lot. This past week, I have been just focused on music. I've been just writing again, sampling, going through my record collection. It feels real good.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, it feels real good. So, yeah, that's all I've been really up to. So I've got some new tracks I'm working on. I'm sampling a lot of, classic disco and, old jazzy type stuff that I have laying around that I've never used before. I hung on to them and thought I'll use them at some point, but I just never did. But now I got them. I'm going to do it. We watched a show on Amazon. It was called Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
What?
Okay, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme plays himself. But what it is in the past, when he was an action star in the movies, it was actually a cover for Black Ops missions he was doing on the side.
That is smart.
And so now he's getting back in the game, but he's older. It's really, really good. It's so funny.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
It's so good.
But I got to check that out then for sure, because I have been a bit behind on the TV, not since Stranger Things.
Well, it just came out. There's only a pilot episode on Amazon Prime. They do every year or season or something, they just do one pilot episode, and if people like it, then it takes off.
And since they auto-renewed me without me realizing it, I have it for a year, so I should check that out.
That's funny.
Check my cloud, my balance. I didn't authorize that. Oh, oops. Must have been that whole contract thing you signed. But yeah, I have to check that out for sure. Then get some more use out of my Prime service.
All right. Well, let's get into some fresh music. Some
liquid beats.
Because I have a feeling by the end of this episode, you and I are going to be fully relaxed.
Yes, maybe even asleep.
So what we want you to do is, if you're driving your car, just close your eyes and just make believe
that you can be anywhere. If you like adventure, or if you like romance, like great jokes, or when animal dances, know.
Yeah, so not dance music, not funk music, but relaxing. Day at the spa, or
Floating on the Waves.
Floating on the Waves.
Or Speed Chase Car Crash Accident Time.
So, Pernell, why don't you very carefully take your time, select your first track?
Well, I believe that... Let me stop. People will go crazy if I did that the whole time. My first track I'll choose will be the track that actually convinced me that we should do this topic because I wanted an excuse to play this on the show. It's from a game series that has been forgotten, but not quite forgotten, due to a documentary that recently came out in regards to the non-seen sequel. That game in question being Mega Man Legends 3. And the track that I would like to play for you guys is from Mega Man Legends 2, and it's called The Flutter.
The flood?
Like flutter, like butterfly. Flee.
Oh, okay. I totally wrote that down wrong.
Flutter, like a fly. But yes, The Flutter, played from the game Mega Man Legends 2. Enjoy responsibly. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to the Flutter theme from the game Mega Man Legends 2, written and composed by
Makoto Tomozawa.
This track, it loops very quickly. It doesn't have a lot to it, but what it does have is perfect in and of itself.
Yeah, it feels very uplifting.
Yes, like this is an example of a game where I have played it, and then I go to save the game, which is usually what you're doing when you're hearing this track, and you just kind of stop everything you're doing, and you just kind of sit back and just let the music take in the music as it's playing. It's a wonderful feeling, honestly.
I really like that. It's got kind of a classical, almost just real nice sound.
And a couple tracks from the game, if I remember correctly, do also have like classical influence. So I'm gauging that guessing that the composer likely has an interest in the classical music stylings, and he incorporates it into some of his tunes, because anything like this, give me more like this, and I'm a happy man.
It sounds like wedding music. Like
I guess it could be a wedding march-esque tune.
Dr. Light.
I'm not even sure what the doctor's name was in
Dr. Wily.
Now, Volna is Dr. Volna in Mega Man Legends.
And they're giving away their son, Mega Man.
Your fantasy's getting weird. First of all,
You picked the wedding track.
Yeah, but Mega Man's he's a man on a mission. He's got no time for games, no time for Dr. Light giving awayings. And
do you think Proto Man is in the wedding band, or do you think he's the best man?
Neither. He's the one that would crash the wedding.
Oh, I like that. He's the wedding crasher.
That's right.
He wasn't invited? Man, Proto Man gets a bad rap.
No, he was invited, but he didn't want to go because he was planning to crash it as Breakman.
But what about Crash? Oh, I like it. And ironically, Crash Man stayed home.
Of course he did. No room for that time. No room for such riffraff out of Mega Man Bar Mitzvah, boy. Oh, no room for that at all.
So who's Mega Man paired up with?
I don't think they ever really had Kalinka.
well, there weren't many female robot masters.
Well, that's why I named Kalinka, because she's not a robot. She's just Kosak's kid. But
all right, so then he gives away instead of a ring, he gives
away a ring boomerang.
he gives her
a ring boomerang.
He gives her Crash Man's power up.
No, he gives her a ring boomerang. It's fitting. It's perfect.
What's a boom? Why a boomerang?
Because it's a ring.
I don't.
And he can always say some cheesy line like, "Wherever you go, I know you'll always come back to me."
Oh, okay.
And then with my matching ring boomerang, I shall always return to you. Oh, that's free, folks, on the house.
So then I wonder,
Don't use that.
But like his day job is like having to save the world. Like, how long is he away then? Like, okay, the course of Mega Man 3.
She could come. She could go with him.
How many days do you think Mega Man 3 takes place over?
24 hours.
In 24 hours, he defeats all 8 Robot Masters.
That's right.
And then it beats them again.
That's right.
I like that. I really like that. I was like, it takes 8 days, right? Like maybe a week.
It's a plot for an awesome movie. I think there's 24 stages in the game, approximately 1 hour per level.
Ooh.
And he teleports to each stage, so he technically starts. He gets there, boom, 24. We got 1 hour to finish this.
Oh, that's true.
Get this job done.
Oh man! So instead of like walking down the aisle, he just he teleports there.
He bloops down. That's right. Mm-hmm. And then Breakman shoots him, and then he dissipates, and he just respawns. Man, that didn't take long at all. Oh yeah, wedding. So that's how it goes.
So I have a. This makes me feel very sleepy. So I have a track from Dragon Quest III for Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never played that one. It's called The Sleeping Village.
We're not going to make it.
I know. This is the Sleeping Village from the game Dragon Quest III for the Super Nintendo. The composer is Koichi Sugiyama. And I think I have just knocked out Pernell. I really liked the wind noises in the background. I liked the Pernell snoring that's going on. Real simple melody.
Yeah, what?
There he is.
Hey,
Pernell, it's the end of the show.
Shoot.
If you want to contact us, the email is no.
I won't lie. While we were joking there, I really was falling asleep though. That part is no joke. So it wasn't all that far fetched at all. This, I think, if this were even some sort of a contest on sleepiest tune, Rob would have taken it with this. There's really no doubt about it.
I think so. I don't know. We have a few more tracks to go.
Unless you're topping this with something else, which would still give you the hit.
Hey, you said chill music, and there's a lot of like really like good ambient, like really like atmospheric music composed for RPGs for the Super Nintendo.
There really is. I feel like a lot of times those tracks are usually ones in the RPG first that gets kind of glazed over by fans because they're not the ones that that you want to, again, that you're going to be playing while jogging and things like that. So
Yeah, there's actually a few that I wanted to pick for this episode, but I actually already picked them on other episodes. There was aquatic ambience. Yeah, from Donkey Kong Country. I had the game over music from Shin Megami Tensei.
Ooh. See, sometimes we have overlapping topics, but that just means it gives other tracks a chance to shine.
Yeah, there's a bunch. And I have a surprise for you later.
A surprise?
It's a surprise that's not a surprise. But yeah. But what's your next track? And then we'll talk about that later.
Okie dokie. Mine is, to me, it fits the mood or it fits the genre, but it won't do what this track is doing. It won't put you to sleep. It'll just make you kind of relax and be relaxed. So let's just go with it. Lunar, the Silver Star, the Overworld theme. Game Arts, baby. Welcome back to the show, Rhythm Pixel Show. This is the Overworld theme from Lunar, the Silver Star. First rendition on the Sega CD. Written and composed by, who was it, Rob?
This is Noriyuki Iwadare, a Rhythm and Pixels all-star.
Yeah, this guy is a killer.
And Hiroshi Fujioka and Isao Misoguchi. And this is, if the other songs are putting you to sleep, this is like a really calm morning.
Yeah, you wake up, stretch your arms, you go out on the balcony, you listen to the birds chirp or squawk or whatever they do in the region of your choosing. And
oh, it's a good morning.
Shut up! But like this track is awesome, and I think if I remember correctly, this track doesn't play in the remake that's on the PlayStation because they kind of got rid of the overworld entirely in that game. And if you are a Sega CD vet, you've probably heard this track a lot while you were trying to find the Magic City of Vane, which gives you a lot to get used to and enjoy. And
I like it when they use like overworld themes that you spend a lot of time on is like really good. Like it's really relaxing, so you don't feel real stressed out all the time.
I agree.
Like Chrono Cross had really great overworld music.
Oh yeah, now I regret not picking that at some point. That's not on my docket. But that game did the second world's overall theme was stellar.
Yeah, it was called Another World. That was really good.
Phew, man, I might squeeze it in there as my last one. Let me see what I had originally picked. No, I shoot. I can't. Maybe I could be the ender trap for the show or something. I don't even know. But yeah, this game, also a fun fact, this game was a first RPG for many people that I know. Like, I tried to get them to play Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy, a number of games, they wouldn't touch them. But for some reason, maybe it was the goofy opening theme song, or maybe it was Alex Berg, or the fact that you collect dragon dung. Who knows? But this game drew at least 3 people that I know into trying RPGs. And they finished the game. All 3 of them did. It shocked me. They did go back to playing Madden afterwards. But years later, if you ask them what they thought about Lunar, they have nothing but fond memories of this game.
Madden the Silver Star. I like that.
Madden the Silver Star. He could go all the way to space. But like, yeah, this track, I love the castanets. I love the fact that the castanets kind of play throughout the entire song.
This track is all about the castanets.
Oh, yes.
It gives it kind of a
island,
yeah, like kind of a Caribbean kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm. And no matter, they have multiple layers, multiple sections of music that come into the track as it goes. But those castanets, baby, they're consistent and they're awesome. More music should incorporate such instruments. I don't think there's many tracks that do.
I don't know. Actually, Amotoi Sakuraba on the Sega Genesis had a lot of like hand claps that sounded like castanets, and I think he was using the hand clap sample as a castanet on tracks like in Soldis and El Viento.
Ooh, that's a good catch.
El Viento.
You got you. So what is up on your next pick there? Are you going to trump your previous choice, or with a track that's going to put me in a coma?
No. Guess what? Guess what game I'm going to pick from?
The fun is trying to guess when you play Guess Who.
Rice Star.
It's like you never left.
Never left. Going back 16-bit. This is round 2-2. It's called Break Silence from the game Rice Star for the Sega Genesis. Round 2-2. Break Silence from the game Ristar, the shooting star. Tomoko Sasaki is the composer. The Sega Genesis is his instrument.
Robot IR is Rob.
I love this song. It's a lot less chill on that end on the second half. Although it's kind of funky, but it's all about that opening for me. I really like that opening, and then the that really like slow kind of shuffly beat. I think it's just real chill.
I think so too, though. I gotta admit, as you clearly noticed, once I realized the track you picked, I just waited till the.
Oh yeah,
I'm just holding out.
The little break at the end there. That's so cool. Like, it sounds like horns, just like the band's like getting down. They break it down one more time.
Also, a fun game that the audience could try to take part in, because I'm already playing it.
Okay.
Find the moment where Rob has chosen every track from the game Ristar and played it on the show.
I'm so close.
I really think you are, which is hilarious.
I'm trying to get to like every stage in the game. So I've covered all of round 2.
You have. You did the first track of Scorch. You did both tracks for round 2. We need to do a sequel to Boss Theme so you can play the boss track.
Yeah, and then I almost picked the stage 4 stuff for our episode with Pixel Tunes Radio.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm thinking, because I was like, what genre could that possibly be?
I know, it's just so weird. We might have to have like weird vocal samples in video games. Like
that's an episode possibility. Vocal tracks or like vocal samples or either
16-bit vocal samples.
Yes.
for 5 years, really.
And there's a couple of 32-bit games I can think of where the track has like some voice samples in it.
Yeah.
So
Blade for Steel.
Yes. Blaze of Steel opening, the Seabeck Corp tune, the let me think, Double Dribble.
Fribble. I'm sure this is great for the listeners just to hear me mumble into the microphone. The Double Dribble was cool. I really like the music for Blades of Steel. I used to play that all the time.
Oh yeah, man. The halftime track where you played Gradius was spectacular.
Oh, there's an indie game I've been following on Twitter. I don't know how far along he is, but he keeps posting up like little videos, and I've seen some screenshots of the title screen. So maybe there's betas out there. It's called Super Bloody Hockey.
What?
Or Bloody Violent. No, it's called Bloody Violent Hockey. Oh. And it's like you remember ice hockey?
Yeah.
For the NES, it's like that, but like with a lot of blood.
I wonder if it's got any similarities to Hit the Ice.
I know, like they look like the old school NES like sprites,
like tiny characters,
but like you just run into each other and there's like blood everywhere. It's so funny.
Wow,
it looks awesome. It looks so much fun.
Yeah, you might have to show me that in this episode because that sounds weird.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm getting.
Yeah, there's a little breakdown. The little breakdown is like and then it just kind of cuts down again.
Yeah, but for those who haven't played this game yet, especially with the level of endorsement we've put on this show, you really have to boot this game up. Play it on Sega Ultimate Genesis Collection. You can get the game for like $5 now, I bet. It's on PS3, 360, and maybe PC. So, and if you have an original Genesis, of course, play it on there.
Absolutely, yeah. Get it on the original hardware. It probably sounds better on first-gen hardware. I noticed I've read that the sound chip on the second generation of the hardware is not as good.
Really?
Yeah, changed a little bit. The YM something or other.
Huh. Well, I think it's kind of funny because the original Genesis actually had the headphone jack and the sliding volume knob.
I used to use that, man, all the time.
Oh yeah, I didn't have at the time. I'm trying to remember if we had the Genesis. No, we had Model 1. We had Sonic the Hedgehog 1. But yeah, but I didn't play it as much because that was when Darnell had exclusive rights to the console, and I just basically was able to, cameo in for Streets of Rage co-ops and such.
Yeah,
it was his Madden system.
Yeah, well, Streets of Rage.
I'm sorry, Joe Montana football.
Joe Montana, I love it, Joe Montana.
Old games,
man. Do they still make sports games with like one guy?
It's still Madden.
I know it's still Madden, but like, what about like Evander Holyfield boxing? Do they still do stuff like that?
Nah, Madden is the. Sports fans, catch me if I'm wrong, but I think Madden is the only person that has his name in these titles. Otherwise, it's just
Lasorda baseball.
Exactly, like none of that anymore. I think it's just like NHL, and then there's a year, or NBA, 2K, whatever, and hit me upside the head with a football. whatever. Punch him in the face hockey 2017.
Punch him in the face hockey.
So,
That should be the name of that game. Punch him in the face hockey.
I'd play it.
All right, so we are on to, is it track 3?
Yes, sir.
Track 3, what you got?
Another version of a track that I think is mellow, not sleep-inducing, but by gum, you people will love it. And by you people, I mean you awesome people.
Yeah.
So, let's get to it. The track in question is Suburban Museum, and it plays in the game Nights into Dreams. But don't fall asleep.
We're going back to sleep again.
just relax and enjoy.
I feel like this part of the song gives you like nightmares.
Actually, I think aside from the boss tracks in the game, nothing was really nightmare-inducing as far as the game track. They were all the same kind of style. But let's hear what the style is before we go into
All
it.
right, let's check it out.
Welcome back to the show. You are listening to the tune Suburban Museum from the game Nights into Dreams for the Sega Saturn. Written and composed by...
We have Naofumi Hyatsa, again, Tomoko Sasaki, a Sega game, obviously, and Fumi Kumatari.
Nights into Dreams was the game that... I guess I'm not sure if they even did much with it beyond this, but they launched their 3D control pad with this game as a launch product.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It
Wasn't
was
it just like an analog pad, though?
Exactly. That's pretty much all it is. But at the time, it was like... That was their attempt at aping on what Nintendo had done with the N64. Every console did it. Sony had their DualShock at the time, which I don't even think it had vibration initially. It was just analog. And then they had their 3D control pad.
Oh, right. No, it wasn't called DualShock until they added the vibration to it. That was the DualShock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the original one had the rumble. It was just analog sticks.
I never liked rumble on controllers.
Mixed bag. Only games that actually made it like if it was using like a way to find hidden stuff on the ground, maybe, but not like shaking the means your ship is shaking. That was lame.
Wait, isn't Resident Evil one of the Resident Evil games? Isn't it like, or maybe with Silent Hill, like it would like thump to like your heartbeat?
That I had mixed feelings on because I liked it in the sense that it helped you determine if things were in the area based on how scared your guy was. So it kind of had a nice usefulness within the gameplay mechanic, but again, like if your ship's getting shot at and your game controls starts shaking, it's like this doesn't serve any purpose. I know I'm being shot at. The screen's shaking.
Anyway, that's scary stuff. This is feel-good music.
Yes, it is. Like I was explaining to Rob when we were doing the initial cut that he was like, this track is really mellow and relaxing. I'm like, honestly, the entire game, from my recollection, outside of bosses, was designed to have this sort of like dream-esque exploration feel. Like you're just kind of flying around these courses. The challenge is very minimal intentionally, And it's a short game, too, so it's meant to be replayed. And you just do these levels. You just kind of mellow out. You pick up a controller, and it's almost like you're flying through actual dreams, like you're experiencing a dreamlike environment. And, for example, Suburban Museum is I think it's been a while, but I think it's a Clarice. This is her third dream, and it's composed of soft, bouncy walls and like rubber cars that drive around the ground. And it's just everything's like bouncy and
so it was
rubbery
like
and soft.
Designed more to be like an experience.
Exactly right.
I like that. Sega did like a lot of interesting things like that. I've never actually played the Knights games before. I've just heard a lot about them and I've seen them. It was really fascinating to me.
I'll have to double check because I think it got re-released on the Xbox 360. And if it did, that makes it a very easy game to show you. So otherwise, I have to break out the Saturn and find us a TV that can actually run it because, composite cables aren't so fun anymore. Yeah, this game is spectacular. I recommend it to everyone and anybody. And you will get more tracks just like this. Though, interesting music-based quirk about this game.
Oh.
As you play the game, there are these things called nightmares. They're like the denizens of the dream world, and you come across them as you play, and you rescue them, and you can hatch them in eggs. Sometimes they kind of fuse and become new nightmares. They were the inspiration for the chows that showed up in Sonic Adventure later on.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, the more you save or not save, it changes the environment, so that's either happier or sadder, and the music changes ever so slightly to reflect that change. So there's a variation of the track from the second dream that she has in the Mystic Forest that to this day I cannot even remember what it was, but every time I hear it out in the wild, I'm like, this isn't the one I remember. This isn't the one I want to hear, because I can never find the one that was like neutral. It's always the track based on either when they're happy or when they're sad. But it's a nice quirk to the game that at the time very few games were willing to try to do.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And also that they're based on the chows. I always thought that they were called cows, like chaos is.
Oh, they probably are, and I may very well just be mispronouncing the name, but I just call them chow.
Chow.
And I love them too. I was obsessed with breeding chow with the VMU at work.
I remember some people at work I used to work with would do that on their time off. Well, the track cut out, so let's get into my final track. This is from the game for the Super Famicom only, Seiken Densetsu 3. This is called Another Winter.
Ooh.
This is Another Winter from Seiken Densetsu 3 for the Super Famicom. It's by Hiroki Kikuta.
and it sounds... Anamanaguchi's track sounds nothing like this.
No. I really like the bells in this, and like that kind of strumming kind of just drives through the track.
I think this definitely has a nice chill vibe to it for sure. I do wonder where it plays in the game. Like, is it a village or when you're running around? Because that would be an interesting thing to see how it fits in.
I think it's a village. I want to say it's a village. I could be wrong for sure, but
like I was telling like Rob about this game in the past too. Like I played this game when they first fan translated. I couldn't stand it for a long time. Like I was comparing it really hard to Secret of Mana, which it was Seiken Densetsu 2, and I had the most nitpickiest reasons for not liking it. Like you couldn't use items in combat, and they had changed the way you did running, and I think they even changed the way you charged up attacks with your weapons. So like they just made a lot of decisions on it that just didn't gel with me. But then on like the third play attempt in like 2010, years later, suddenly the game worked and was fun to play. And I remember the game being sprinkled with bits and pieces of tunes like this, just like how Secret of Mana was, the do 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 do, and it's like,
I like that.
Like they're mellow, relaxing, but not too relaxing.
Yeah, there's still a little like adventure going on there.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely well recommended. Maybe Rob and I can get back into this one full steam ahead and maybe find out where this track actually plays.
Yeah, I did a lot of... I remember I think I played a Seiken Densetsu 3 track previously, and I watched a lot of video of it, trying to figure out where certain songs were. I think it was the town music episode of our show that we're doing right now.
We did actually, no, we haven't. Nah, how about say? I was starting to think that we do other town tracks, but I guess maybe the Flutter would count as nearly one.
Yeah,
but
maybe. Town music is usually kind of relaxing. Like this is kind of chill.
I would have to agree with you there, and I do like this track. This was a good choice.
Thank you. All right, let's bring this down and
lay your pillows out.
All right, let's get comfortable. And let's get into the bonus round. Can you give us like a really
bonus round?
That is pretty relaxed. Bonus round part of the show is where Pernell and I will choose covers and remixes based on today's theme. So yeah, today's theme is very broad, and it could be anything. This is just relaxing, chilled out music. Pernell, what do you have?
Well, I had an idea for a chill track. This is how I usually do with most of my remixes, by the way. I had an idea for a chill track, and my thought was, well, I think I'd rather find the remix variant of this tune. So, of course, it wasn't played on the show until now. So, the track in question is Dire Dire Docks from the game Mario 64. You all know Mario 64. And the remix...
Oh, I know Mario 64.
Oh, you better.
I know.
If you don't, we're getting 120 stars next week.
I played at least the first stage of that game.
We're getting 120 stars next week.
3D platforming.
That's right. The first of its kind.
Even though, oh, God.
Yeah, speaking of chill music, this guy needs some right now. He's disrespected. But, Mario 64, spectacular game. Dire Dire Docks, one of my favorite stages within the game. And the track itself by a guy whose name I am awful at pronouncing, like Meyertorp. You wrote it down.
I think it's Myrtorp.
Myrtorp. Much better.
Yeah, I think it's Myrtorp. He's Swedish.
Ah, that explains it. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. But his track is called Calm Waters, and it is a rendition of Dire Dire Docks.
Cool.
Please enjoy.
That was really great.
Those were some calm waters.
These are some real calm waters.
Yeah, that guy knows how to put down some good tunes and some good relaxing tunes. Oh my God,
really
this
nice.
episode is beating the crap out of me.
Really nice. Like I really like the choice of like the kind of like synth stuff, with all the little delays on it, and even at the end that pad came in. It was like, ooh, it's kind of washed into the track.
And actually, just reminds me, the only thing that could have made that track even more calming is if he just threw some random like whale sounds in there.
I feel like that wouldn't have been out of place in that one.
No, it wouldn't have. It would have been perfect. Just to further add to the serene ocean-esque environment. Now to your left is a loud whale. It's perfect. Like, definitely glad to stumble across this track. This guy is awesome.
Yeah,
I want to hear more.
He's got a lot of music out there on his SoundCloud.
Well, he will have a new visitor.
And he might have a return visit on the show.
Hey.
So I really like that.
So what's up on the plate, Rob?
Well, I didn't think I was ever going to do it, but we're 39 episodes into the show. I think it's okay to do it now.
It's your track?
This is my track.
Good, about time.
Yeah. So this is my remix from the game Chrono Trigger. This is called Morning Sunlight. And we're back because that was not the right song I was going to pick. Yeah, right. I'm on it today. No, the track I was going to play was a remix I did from Secret of Mana. And I call this Mana Sword. Mana Sword.
Mana.
So please enjoy. was Mana Sword by me, Rob Nichols. Hope you enjoyed it.
What's your name on if they went to look for your tunes?
If you want to find that music and more remixes and original stuff, you can go to soundcloud.com/press-start-to-continue, all one word.
There you go. See, yeah. Because people need to jam out to some good tunes.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. I have a lot of music there. There's links to my other artist pages that I do other musical styles in. And I put stuff out there every month or so of all the new things that I'm working on. Not necessarily video game remixes and covers and stuff like that.
Check them out.
Anyway, but for more information on the artists in the bonus round part of the show, check out the website rhythmandpixels.com. We'll have links to the SoundClouds, Bandcamps, and all of their promotional web stuffs.
Dingamabobs.
Thank you for joining us today on our episode focused on relaxing, chilled out vibes.
Hope we did a good job on that because it's such a rocky topic to do for radio.
Yeah, this was like the perfect ending theme right here.
Yes, it is. This is a perfect feeling. God, I feel relaxed just talking into it.
It's very I feel like my shoulders are kind of they're good, right?
Oh, yeah. Crack. Bones going.
Yeah, so hopefully this was able to put you into a deep, deep sleep with our voices kind of just seeping into your brain a little bit.
And if it didn't put you to sleep so that your car would crash, at least it helped you so that you could, if you had a rough day at work and this is your time to listen to some tunage, it helped to, of course, correct your day.
Correct it. Or this is a nice way to start your day.
Ooh, next to a glass of Folgers.
Right. Or maybe you actually work at a spa and you're a masseuse or you teach yoga and you play our episode.
For the record, if you do that and you want an episode devoted to be playing over your speakers, let us know. We will do an entire episode of just low, relaxing voices.
Yeah, if you know a yoga instructor who can play video game music during class, I think that's the idea. I mean, I listen to a lot of video game music when I'm lifting weights.
See?
But I won't think I'd listen to this track.
You wouldn't?
Maybe after, when I'm cooling down.
Oh, true, yeah. 'Cause I can't imagine trying to push yourself to this. It's not quite happening.
But, so, if you want to contact us, you can send us an email.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
And if you like what you're hearing, you want to hear more, and if you want information about the show and full track listing, check out the webpage.
rhythmandpixels.com.
And hey, we are now Patreon supported. So go over to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. And there, just a little bit every month. It goes a long, long way. And take a look at the goals. For $5, Pernell will say some stupid stuff.
Stupider
for
stuff.
For $10, he'll eat some weird stuff.
Yeah, because I don't do that already. Wait, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
Anyway, we really appreciate everyone tuning into the show. And this is if you're a fan of the show, it's just a real easy way, a cheap way just to give a little bit back, to help, pay our server costs for file hosting.
Here to that.
Every dollar goes back into the show.
This is true, because quite frankly, I like doing the show.
Yeah, I do too.
So
doing a good show. We're doing a good show. We're doing the good work.
Really good show.
We're doing a good show. Well, I've got nothing else. How about you?
You know me, just cruising. I told you this theme, man. It's breaking me. It's
great
just put me down.
I think I'll leave like maybe about like a few minutes at the end of the show, just so you can just listen to it.
Like, it's fall asleep.
Anyway, we're the Rhythm and Pixels video game music podcast. I'm Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Thank you for listening.
And remember, busy days, busy schedules, busy everything. That's the way the world goes. But hey, chill time is always a good time. It's quality time, regardless of what some naysayers might say. So, by all means, get yourself a nice little small section of your hidey-ho, your house, your office, your cube, whatever. Nice glass of tea, soothing music like you're listening to right now. And just every once in a while, for a few calming minutes, just shut everything out. Just make it about you and your desire to relax and be mellow. I guarantee it'll improve your quality of life, no doubt about it. Or your money back. Signing off.